We laugh.
I'm on IG.
Hey, Audrey giving you problems, huh? Oh, it just
Every
gave an
time.
error.
You just gave an error on IG.
It looked like it's an error on there. It's an exclamation part. I don't know if that's an error or what.
Yep. All right.
Hello, hello to those that are watching. We trying to get the IG live up. Give us a second or go on tag in to those who've already watched us and asked your questions. We could tackle some of y'all questions before we actually get into our good stuff. It's still giving you error.
Yep.
Yeah, so I thought it came
It
up
ain't saying nothing. No, you right. It had an error on there, but right back up. Okay. Now, normally Instagram don't fight me this long. It normally, it fight me for a little bit, then it would go ahead and let it happen. But
yeah.
I'm gonna try it one more time. I'm gonna go ahead and we can go ahead and get to it.
Okay, y'all give us a second. He's trying to connect his Instagram to the ones that's watching. But you can ask us some questions, ask something while he connecting his Instagram if you want.
Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sorry for that. Goodness gracious, technology for you. And look, if this is your first time, watching us live, I'm Brother Love. This is Brandy Yates. This is Unlearn and Relearn live podcast. Man, we talk about a lot of good stuff on here. Relationships, healthy, healing. Dating. Just some good stuff, or just topics that somebody might bring up that lead to a good conversation. And we do these lives, and you can catch us on Sundays. Just like I said, just look for us Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok at some point in time. But yeah, yeah. If you got questions, like I said, you can always put them in the comments. Um, but we got a couple. If nobody has any questions, we got a couple topics that we was gonna tackle today. Okay. Now, mind you, we don't discuss these before we get on, so
No.
this is all fresh
Freestyling
reaction
straight
to
off the dome.
yeah,
We
yeah.
do not
We
and that's how when I used to do my podcast with guests, that's they would be like, "Can you tell me what you're gonna ask me?" I'm like, "Nope. I like authentic. You know, you get right up. That's why I allowed them to choose the topic, because you choose whatever you comfortable with speaking on. Because I don't pre-tell nobody the questions or none. Because I don't like scripted. I feel like the world is already so scripted. Social media is so scripted. Like everything is so scripted. So I'm like, hey, get on this. You know, we do our thing. We pick maybe a topic, but we freestyling straight off the dome. Ain't no practicing. Ain't no asking each other what we gonna say. Is very authentic.
Yeah, and I like I said, you get your natural react. Even when I see the stuff that I might want us to talk about, I don't try to like get into it. Then it's like no, I mean I want to you know e- express myself when we talk about it. I don't want to like I said, that'd be cheating if I get all these notes and stuff like that. And then you come on like, all right, hold on, let me put some thought to it. Like
Yeah,
you know,
like we acting and nah, we it's authentic. It's right off the
right,
dome. Like I be trying to be sometimes filtered because he nicer than me. Me, I just be want to go in. So I try to be a little filtered and respect him, but he don't be knowing what I'm gonna say. If you see his
no.
reactions, he be like, or he be like,
Yeah, I like that. I don't want to know at all. But all right, we're gonna get into this first topic. I said this was I had this up for last week, but I said we didn't have as much time last week to get into it. But this is like I said, I get most of my topics from Threads, some from IG, but most of them from Threads because I say they're always talking about stuff on Threads, always talking about some good stuff on Threads, so I always get stuff from there. And
dang, that was loaded.
right, that was a
Oh,
loaded one.
which one we tackling first? uh,
Now
uh,
the phone piece, I wasn't really as talking about that. Really, I was just talking about like having boundaries versus having transparency. But the phone piece was kind of wild. Though, I ain't gonna lie
it was a
because
curveball in there, but it can we
yeah,
can we can tie it in. We can tie it in to boundaries versus transparency. I see what she did. I see
yeah,
why she
yeah,
did that.
yeah.
Um, I think we make stuff way more complicated than it should be. Um, I don't remember the question. I wish we could have it like right up on the screen so I can read exactly what she said. But she said something about that first one. I don't think we need to make a either or with that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, should we have boundaries or transparency? Like, no, you need both. There should be both. Like, why are we making that separate? Because my boundaries is something that I'm being transparent about. That is one and the same. It's not no, oh, I'm gonna either have boundaries or I'm gonna give you transparency. No, you're gonna get both. Because then that's how I know how to operate with you. I know what your boundaries is and you're being transparent about them. Like I don't even know why that question made it separate, but I see why she made it separate because then she went on to ask the cell phone. She used the cell phone example. And she said, so should your partner have full control to your cell phone to build trust, or do you think that's like controlling? So I understand why she kind of made them different, but it's the same thing. It's one and the same. So it's like if my boundary is, hey, we're not gonna do all this phone stuff and all of that just because it's like don't create nothing that's not there, then that's me being transparent about my boundary.
Mm.
Now, if I've done something to hurt your trust or to make you feel like you have no reason to trust me, then that's when now I have to allow if I want to be with you, then now I allow you the access to the phone and say, hey, anytime you want to get it, I ain't got nothing to hide. But if we go in there from jump like, oh, here's the phone, or we go in from jump and you demanding to go through the phone, like that's a whole different type of insecurity going on there, some trust issues going on there. So then we need to decide even if this even a bond that we need to be in, because you storing that mess from jump. So that's transparency could happen in all of that. I could be transparent and still tell you my boundary. Like they're not different. There's no either or. There's no either you get the boundary or either you get the transparency. No, you get both. You get the transparency of what my boundaries are.
I like that. I like that. And I agree wholeheartedly that it's not one or the other. But like you said, if we starting off uh, in this area where you feel like this is what you're demanding, that's not transparent. I can't be transparent if you demanding that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're telling me that I have to have access to your phone, I mean, to me, that can go into some control and stuff. I don't think that has nothing to do with nothing. You know, because if for one, if I don't know you like that, and no, you ain't finna get out. I don't care if we dating or not. No, you don't just get to have my phone. Like, what do you mean? I don't know you. You could get into my accounts, take my money. You know, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'm not. It has nothing to do with me and potentially another person that I could be entertaining or whatever. Um, but I think you got to put all that stuff in its rightful place. You do have boundaries. Everyone has rights to boundaries. Everyone has rights to say this is what I'm comfortable with and this is what I'm not comfortable with. You know that's a natural part of building something with somebody. But you have like you said you have to be transparent about those boundaries and let a person know, hey, this is where I stand with this thing. To me, that's a healthy. We talk about doing healthy things and having a healthy relationship. That's you have to let a person know where you stand with that stuff, with your boundaries. You know, it shouldn't be a surprise that 5 years down the line you're like, oh, I really don't like it when you do this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, tell me that up front. I could, let me give me the opportunity to choose whether I want to deal with that or not.
Right.
Like that's to me that's that's being transparent about your what your boundaries are. But you know,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I'm like the whole I think we try to blur situations in too much to make them we try to make them so tight to where there's like a one size fit all situation, because it's like you ask, should you go into a relationship explaining your boundaries or being transparent, and then you throw in the phone. Like, what if somebody wants the phone? Is that like, if they want access to your phone, is that building trust or is that controlling? And it's like we go to the extreme to try to prove a point, because I don't even know why boundaries and transparency comes in on the beginning with a phone if it's the beginning. So what you really talking about is somebody who's broken your trust. That's what you talking about. So now if we talking about somebody that broke the trust, then now that's a different conversation to have when it comes to transparency in that phone. Like I said, if you decide to stay with somebody who trust you broke, now you broke the trust, then yeah, I was, yes, give them the phone by all means. If you really trying to show that you're changed, you're building that trust and all of that, whatever it takes to build that bond back up, you got to do it if you decide to stay. Now, if I ain't the one that broke your trust, you're not finna come in demanding no phone because you got trust issues. Like, I'm not even finna go down that battle. So you got to go find somebody who don't mind doing that from the beginning, or we ain't doing that over here. So it's I hate how we try to like blur so much stuff together. You know what I'm saying? It's like we be trying to do like quick trick questions. Like, oh, I'm gonna get them. What about this and what about that? No, man.
yes,
We need transparency and boundaries. There is no either or. And if you can't respect the boundaries that I have through my transparency, cool. We can go our separate ways. Ain't nothing to talk about.
exactly. Like you said, that's two different. You making me pay for some stuff that somebody else did. That ain't got nothing to do with building something healthy with a person. Unless, like you said, unless they are on that same page. Like I had a coworker that he told me that him and his wife have each other's locations. You know what I'm saying? Like they have each other's locations at all time. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't, I ain't never we never did no stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I never been with nobody who we did location who did share locations, but they both was cool with it.
Yeah.
They both rocked it like that's I was like, oh, okay. Well, hey, that to me, thinking about compatibility, that's a match. All right, y'all both on the same page. Y'all might have both went through some foolishness, and y'all both want that. But everybody ain't don't have to feel like they have to do that, and you shouldn't be trying to force the next person to do that in order to prove that, or you know, you're down for me, so you have to prove it in this way. It's like,
Yeah.
no, like if I'm not comfortable with that, then that's not gonna happen because I don't feel
Yeah.
like I have to do that, you know. And if you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, I don't care nothing about location. If you're gonna do what you're gonna do, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. It don't matter location on or not.
Right, because I ain't gonna pull up fast enough anyway to stop it, like whatever it is. So, but no, so with the location thing, that's I'm glad you brought that up because I don't really take that to heart because I have my son, like I train him on the location thing for safety reasons.
Yeah.
So my son, like I'll be out, my son be checking my location, and he'll be like, "Oh, you ain't come home at a certain time. I was just trying to see was you okay." Cause I that's how I got busted eating crab legs one day. Without him, he checked my location. But so I try to teach him like it's not even all about insecurity either. When it comes to a location. However, that's not a entitlement. That's a privilege. If
Mm.
I want to give you my location, that's because I want to give you my location for safety reasons. But you're not going to
Mm.
come in and demand that you get that, especially depending on, again, people doing this stuff when they just, you only like 2, 3 months in, 4, 5 months in, somebody demanding your location and you giving them to her. Like, come on now. It's a privilege. You're not entitled to my location. It's a privilege to let you go through my phone. You're not entitled to go through my phone. So that's why I'm like, people, I feel like society try to they try to close in the gap so tight to where it's like, oh, I'm going to get them with this one. No, you're not going to get me with anything because I set my own rules when it comes to dating and relationship. And I don't force nobody to follow them. We either get on the same page, which I call alignment, and I'm big on alignment, or we go our separate ways. I'm not forcing nobody to think, act, or nothing like me. It is what it is. So it's like I'll never go in demanding to look at nobody's phone. I'll never go in and demand nobody's location. No, you're not entitled to that. That's a privilege that you get once they feel like, you know what, I could trust you. We went on up to a different level. Let me give you this, so for safety reasons or whatever the case.
Right. Like I like the way you put that. I don't think I've heard nobody put it like that. That where that's a privilege for you to even get something like that out of me. That's a privilege. You know, because we starting off. I mean, you can ask a person if they'd be cool with that. If that's what you really feel like you got to do, well, ask. Because like I said, my coworker and his wife, they would, it was nothing. They like, oh yeah, that made sense. Like, oh yeah, this is what we finna do, and but you cannot, like you said, you can't force nobody to be that because you're trying to prove that this is what it means. Like, no, you have some stuff about yourself, where you feel like you have to do this or you can't trust the person or whatever, I don't know. I just don't. I just personally don't. I just don't agree with that. Like,
And,
look, I'm not gonna stop nobody from doing what they're gonna do. If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. You
and
know.
and people, I be looking at people that's like they so adamant that they so ready for a relationship, and they even like be taking these little shots at people who single or who been single, and I'm like, but you ain't ready. Like you taking shots at people that's single, but you need control over the person that you're with. You need them to think, act, move, just be and breathe like you want them to. That means you are not ready for a relationship because you only feel valued or fulfilled or you feel like you have something if you are in control of the other person. That's not what a relationship is.
That's the truth. That definitely means you're not ready. Because for one, that ain't realistic. People gonna always, do what they're gonna do, and they should have the freedom to do what they're gonna do. People should have the freedom to be who they're gonna be, and not within the confines of how you want them to function. Like, no, I mean, that's not realistic. To
You
me. Oh, go ahead.
no, you gonna have to post that. That's post worthy. People should have the freedom to be who they gonna be.
Yeah,
You
I
you
mean,
should post that and elaborate, cause yeah.
to me, if you people don't understand, you trying to sneak and figure out a person. No, give them freedom. Okay, when you act like you don't agree with certain things, okay, then they like, oh, okay, I can't do that around them. But when you tell them, when you say, oh, it's cool, hey, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, and they get more comfortable and more comfortable. You gonna see everything you need to see. When I was dating, I'm not telling no girl I don't like it when you. No, do your thing, sis.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing.
Cause it go back to what I said a long time ago in one of our videos. I said we be teaching people how to be creative at cheating. Like I'm not monitoring you. I'm not questioning your every step because that allows you to be able to switch up. Because you know which part of your ways that I know. So okay, especially in the beginning. Now, I'm talking about when we talk about this stuff, we talking about new, fresh, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in. Like y'all are still getting to learn each other, and people are doing this. And I'm like, let the person show you who they are. Let them show you what they rather do and who they rather be. So people, we got these buzzwords. People want to talk about the love bombing and they want to talk about gaslighting and manipulate. I get it. That is a real thing. However, a lot of us ain't even none of that. We ain't been love bombed. We ain't been none of that because you came in instructing the person, oh, I need this and I need that, and they say, oh, okay, cool, and give it to you. That ain't them love bombing you. You going and you controlling the situation from the front. Give me flowers. You better text me in the morning. You better text me at night. Like you doing it, and they're like, oh, okay, cool, I'll do it. No strings attached. So it's like
Mm.
we be training people how to be certain way. No, no, no. Let them be who they are, and then you see. Now y'all can have a conversation. I'm not saying accept it. You don't have to accept it, but I'm
No.
saying let them be who they are instead of trying to change them into this image that you want. And then you'll see if y'all supposed to actually be together, or you gonna spend your time wasting all your time until they come into being the idea that you created. And most times they ain't gonna never be that. And that's why y'all spending 5, 10, 15 years with somebody and you still don't like them because they ain't who you thought they was gonna be.
Man, 100%. Like, people don't think about that. The long down the long road, they gonna still be who they want to be. So you might as well accept it. You might as well see if you can accept it early, because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of it, they ain't gonna be put on those shoulders to be with you. They gonna still get into who they really are. I mean, and to me, that's on the flip side. That's how you know a person accepts you when they let you be who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to. I had to tell girls, this ain't who I am. I get that's what you like and what you want, but I don't want you to think that that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, facts.
I had to be honest about that. Like, no, I'm not that type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, especially in this day and age, people like to generalize men and women and what they are and what they supposed to like, and this is what you're supposed to do. I am me. I don't. I'm gonna let you know up front. That's just not who I am, ma'am. Okay,
Yes.
you can
Yes.
leave if you want to.
Yes.
It's no hard feelings. I'd rather
Yes.
you leave for me being myself than you for accept me for who you think I could be and this look
Mm-hmm.
that you want to have for your friends and family and all of that. I don't want to be a part of none of that.
Yeah.
If you're not going to accept me for who I am, it means nothing. We're not doing anything anyway.
And that's why is you got to be confident who you are and be okay with it because I don't remember what live we did before when I was like I just got to the point maybe about 3, 4 years ago maybe I just got to that point of just finally saying look I don't like to cook because this is the thing women supposed to cook. Look, bruh, I don't like to cook. You is not getting no meal every day. I'm sorry. I actually want my man to cook for me. So if you want a woman that cooks every day all day, I ain't her.
You just
I
ain't
am
her.
not the one for you. But there is somebody out there who will do it. Like there is no like I had a dude that was trying to he knew that about me, but he literally still trying to pursue me. And so he was throwing little jokes or whatever like what you cooking? Can I come get a plate? I'm like, boy, I'm not cooking. And like, oh, you ain't gonna cook none today? No, I'm buying food. Like, I'm not cooking nothing. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with these women these days. I want to cook. There are women who like to cook. Go find them. But you're not going to guilt trip me into being this image that you want me to be. I don't like to cook. When I get enough money to buy a chef, baby, they going on payroll. I will buy me a chef. I do not like getting up in that kitchen. I'm not her.
For
I
sure.
will, because me and my son don't miss a meal. Know that. But
Right,
I
right.
don't like it.
Man, that's amount. People ain't ready for that amount of honesty. For you to just say, that's just not what I'm doing. That's just not. That don't take away from other qualities that I have, but just so you know, that's just not my thing. That's just not.
That's how you know people is so surface level too, especially when they pick people. Because it's like, you will not get to know somebody all because they don't want to cook every day. So you will miss out on it's this thing. I don't know who came up with that, but it's that 80-20 rule. That wasn't the Tyler Perry thing, was it? I feel like it was
Mhm.
out before that movie. But they did like a 80-20 rule in one of his movies or something like that.
Why did I get
Why
married?
did I get
Yeah,
married or something like that?
yeah. Why did I get married? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that rule was there before that movie, but that's when it really stuck out to me. And I'm like, you telling me if the not cooking is the part of the 20% rule, you will mess up the 80 because you're not getting the 20. You a self sabotager, and you
Mm.
you you pick through surface level. So it's like I'm good with that because that means we not aligning. I
Mm.
need somebody to align with the 80, not constantly want to argue about the 20.
Right. And look, unless cooking mean that much to you,
And if it do, it
if
is
it mean
okay.
that, if it mean that much to you, like what, I just gotta have this. I gotta have this one.
Then it's okay. Go find her.
Like,
Cause it ain't
yeah,
me.
yeah. And like I said, to me, I respect you more if I just know that that's who you are. I think that's really the main underlying thing with people is that they're not just honest about that. That's just not me. That's just I can accept that if I know that. Okay, I shouldn't expect that. Let me not expect that part. Okay, cool. And then to me, you getting to know a person, you really find out what means what to you. What do you really need a person to have? You
That's that
know?
transparency you was mentioning though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people I be transparent with me, be real with me. You don't want real,
You don't
and
want
you
that.
don't want transparency because it's gonna hurt your feelings that you don't get the perfect image of the person that you thought they were before y'all started talking. So you really don't want the transparency that you say you want.
Mm-mm. No, that's like I said to me it's a different type of person who ready for a person who can be that honest and clear with them and you accept that. I ain't even saying you gotta like that and want to be with that, but
Yep,
you have to respect that. To me, I have
that's
to
right.
respect a person who just keep it a buck and say, "Oh, this is who I am. This is what I do and don't do," you know, and that's how it's gonna be, like straight up. Like I tell you, you always try to prep me when you curse. And I'm like, Brandy, just curse. Like, just
I
go ahead
just
and get it out your system. You don't have to prep me for that. You just go ahead and do it, okay? Like,
but you know what? I like that you said that, but again, it goes with look at the title on her, boundaries and transparency. So I'm being transparent, I curse, right? But
yeah,
I also know that's a boundary. You don't prefer to be in that atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's something that I'm also working on too. Cause I'm trying to get myself together for when I'm on stages speaking and things like that. I'm trying to
that's
minimize the cursing. So that's also a value that I'm working on myself.
okay.
Not because somebody else told me to. So it's like when I'm in a space with somebody that says, "Hey, I mean, I don't. Hey, if you cuss, you cuss. It's cool, but I don't cuss." It's like, oh, okay, you're not changing me and telling me not to cuss, but
Right.
out of my respect for you, I'm like, you know what? Okay, he was transparent about that. That's a little, it may not even be like a boundary, type things. I know we
No, for sure.
overdo that word too, boundary. Everything a boundary. No, it's not.
No,
But
no, yeah.
I'm like, I do want to respect that, because that was your transparency. So I'm like, that's why I prep though. I feel like people, I was explaining something to somebody and they were like, because they asked something about an invite and I was explaining to them, like, I don't mix certain crowds. And then they was like, you know, you ain't have to explain that, right? I said, I know. I said, trust me, I'm pretty tough. I can just leave people on red. I ain't got to explain nothing. But if I respect you, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't, because I don't mind communication. So like, if you ain't
Yeah,
done nothing to me and you ain't being rude or nothing like that, I don't mind communicating to you on what I'm doing. You know,
right,
I don't have to explain. Again, it's one of those things where this is not in. You're not entitled to me explaining. It's a privilege. So
right.
because you cool people, you know what I'm saying? I respect you, whatever. I don't mind explaining, but it's the ones who you ain't. I don't know you from a can of paint, and you think I owe you an explanation. Now those the ones that ain't gonna get no explanation.
I feel like I said a privilege. That's like I said. That's the best way to put that. It's a privilege, and, you know, people don't realize that nowadays. Like, man, when people do this stuff for you, it is a privilege. It's not like you said, they don't owe you that at all. Like, or you don't owe them rather.
Yep.
But yeah, that's good. I just thought I just thought I'd point that out because I just realized it. Like, Brandy gonna prep me when she about to cuss it up, but it's all
Hey,
good.
and until it become a habit of me just talking without it, I'm gonna try it because I'm like, you know, because once I go to going, you gonna be like, dang, I ain't know she cussed that much. So you know, I try to.
Look, I've been around some cussing. Don't get it confused. Okay, don't get it confused. It's all good though. Let me. All right, we're gonna switch. We got another topic here. We're gonna get out the way, and let me see. Topic. And it made me start thinking about after we've been hurt by a person or a situation, and sometimes we make the adjustment. And it's like, so what part of that change is good? Which part of that change is maybe not so good for you? Because I think about people who, you get smarter in situations because of the situation. Like, okay, and now I know I don't need to do that. But then sometimes you get bitter about situations where you like you start getting a ugly taste in your mouth, and that wasn't there before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen people get hurt and become better, and I've seen people get hurt and become worse. So, I just beg the question. It's changing after heartbreak or any type of hurt. You know, like, where's the line? Like, is it healthy? Is it unhealthy? Like, where's the line? With adjusting after a situation.
Yeah. So after heartbreak, there's always gonna be some type of change. You can't. That's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So it's up for us though if we gonna change for better or change to be bitter. And I think you already said that. Like some people do, they change into bitter people. Some people change to be better, and changing to be better is maybe my boundaries was too loose initially. You know, maybe I gave without discernment before. You know, maybe I just always saw my friend Pierre said this morning on one of his videos. Maybe it was yesterday, and I saw it this morning. But he said I used to basically like just trust people no matter what, just because that's who I am. I would just trust them or whatever. But now
Mm.
it showed me like, hey, hold on now. Some people gotta earn certain type of trust. You can't just go in willy nilly seeing the good in everybody. Because truth be told, there is some bad in a lot of people. But we want to try to have this positive mindset. You know, everybody on this positivity. We want to have this positive mindset so bad to where we just go in. I just see the good in people. No, you don't. And no, you shouldn't. Because not everybody operates in their good. There are people who operate in their bad. There are people who operate in their trauma. There are people who operate in their negativity. You know, there are people who operate in manipulation. Like people do operate in other things than good. So what heartbreak did, and this ain't just about relationships, it's family, it's friends. What heartbreak did was show me how to change for the better. I no longer go in believing everything, especially if I get a glimpse of questionability. Like, okay, I know you said this, but then I just heard you tell them that. Like you gotta proceed with caution. That's what I do. I don't go in now. The world wants to make you not be judgmental. About 3, 4 years ago, I started getting into myself and being okay with saying I judge, cause I'm like, all of y'all judge. The main ones, just watch this, just watch them, y'all. You let your intuition pay attention to what they're saying. Everybody on this mug is judgy in some form. But what we also do, like when I said we try to make things so close knit, what we also do is we try to tell people they can't judge while also telling them that, hey, you can't discern, or you can speak on when somebody is wrong. So
Mm-hmm.
I can judge you with the right judgment. I don't have to not judge because you don't like the word judge. And I'm quick to say, go look at the dictionary. When you go read the dictionary on what judging is, then we can come back and have a conversation. So until then, I'm going to use my discernment. It don't matter if you don't like the word judge. Judging is using discernment. Judging is using what is presented at that time for you to make a decision on which way you need to go with it. That's what judging is. But the world wants to make judging as, oh my God, we shouldn't judge. Yes, the heck you should. Yes, you should. Because that's how you know when somebody is not good for you. It's by judging them.
Look, you man. First of all, that was great. You hit it on the head with that, and like you said to me, I'm for one, I'm gonna judge you, but like you said, I'm only judging what's being presented to me.
That's
I'm
it.
only judging what you showing me. Like if you showing me this stuff, what should I gather? People gonna gather something from everything. Like everything means something. Now I could be inaccurate with my assessment, a
Yes.
hundred percent. And my mama like to call me when I'm on live. I don't know why.
I thought it was one of your kids walking up on you.
No, this is my mom. The last couple lives we did, my mom will call me like, "Hey, I saw you on live. I saw you on YouTube." But
Like, Mom, I'm on live. I can't answer.
I tell her this every time, but that's all good. You know how it go. But yeah, like I might misjudge you, and I'll take accountability for that. I could definitely misjudge you 100%, but I'm
Mhm.
only going off what you showing me.
Exactly.
I'm only going off what you. So um, to me, if I go through some when I've gone through stuff, instead of letting it take me down that a path where I don't recognize who I am, you know, I have to assess. Well, okay, what am I supposed to get? What can I get out of this situation to move forward and still maintain, who I am and my character and my beliefs. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because I feel like sometimes, you know, on the flip side of, whenever the situation has made you bitter, it changes you into some, and you give it power. You give so much power to people in situations where I'm like, what about you? What about what you're saying about yourself? What about the belief in yourself? Like, why do they get to turn you into this other person? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like when our men go through heartbreak, they might want to turn them and I'm finna do everybody dirty after this one girl. But why does she get that power? Why did that dude get that power to make you now you got to mess over and play every other dude? You know what I'm saying? Like why does everybody else get that power to turn you into something else when the people after them aren't the people responsible for it? Hold them responsible for that. If you want to be that way towards them, be that way towards them. But I feel like everybody else shouldn't deserve that just because of them. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be as or you should be careless, moving forward. No, I think you should definitely take your time and protect yourself and what you got going on 100%. But I
Yeah.
don't think you should make people pay for stuff that other people done did. That's all.
Yeah. That's when you move. That's when you turn it bitter. Cause
Yeah.
it was like I went through quite a few things for quite a few years with females in my adulthood, and a lot of people probably don't know, not from my end, because I wasn't sharing it, I wasn't posting it, I wasn't exposing people. even though I had screenshots to where I can expose the different things that people were like being fake about and saying, even to the ones who face they in. So I went through a phase of that for years with multiple women. And while going through that phase, I saw a lot of people saying, that's why I don't do females, I don't do females, I don't do female friendships. And so for a while, I had started to adopt that because I was currently in that season. I'm constantly having like people trying to play with me. So then I was like, no, to my core, I want healthy for adult female friends. So I'm like, I had to adjust away from what society was saying because a lot of women were being hurt by other females. So instead of going toward the bitter route of it, I started forcing myself to heal through that hurt of not wanting to like get in the field, exposed. Because not only this, I had a brand at the time too. Well, I still do, but I had a brand when this was going on. I don't want to mess up my brand and sink the whole ship because I'm trying to prove to society and social media that these people right here, the stuff they said about me was really what they was doing, and I got the proof to show you. I had to fight through that. So I had to fight to be better, not bitter, and tell myself like I still want adult friendships with females. I'm gonna find it one day. I am going to get it, but I'm going to also work on my boundaries. I'm also going to work on my discernment with them. I'm also not going to be quick to let people come in and call them friends. I'm gonna also test them. And people, they don't like that. Oh, you testing, you playing games. Well, I guess I'm a game player. I actually do like playing games. I got a lot of games on my phone. Yes, I love playing games. I'm going to test them because I am genuinely looking for friendships. And so people just don't get their friend title unless it's tested. That's how you know you're strong. It's the same with relationships. So I'm like, people try to like manipulate even the word and like, oh, you playing games, you putting people to the test. Yeah, because that's how you know when you're strong in anything is when y'all go through that test and you make it out through that. In the tested one, like I'm intentionally doing something to somebody. But the test would be in certain conversations that we have. I was picking their brain. I was picking the mindset. I was sitting there and listening, like the people, if they was having a problem with certain people, how did they talk about that person? Those was my test. Like I'm engaging in the conversation. So it ain't no games being played like you would think. But I went to be better, not bitter.
I think. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
Now I was gonna say I think test is the wrong word. I think you're just evaluating them.
Yeah.
You ain't necessarily testing them. You just evaluating how they react to situations and their mentality and how they handle stuff. But like you said, you're not putting them through an actual scenario. You just paying attention when the scenario is going on. How they're reacting to it, and
Mm-hmm.
what the choices they're making in this scenario, and like, okay, can I rock with that or can I rock with that?
Yeah,
Which I
so
Go ahead.
just to piggyback off of that, so for me, the test would be when it comes to the friendships was I was revealing stuff that was already out and known. Now you might have not known it because you didn't hear it yet, but I was revealing stuff already. And then I was sitting there and saying, is they gonna reveal that to somebody that I didn't personally talk to and it come back around to me? Or, if we out in a group and feeling the type of ways, you finna throw that out in front of that group. So it was like those type of things where I say, okay, I put you to the test in in that type of atmosphere. But from what you saying though, yes, I think evaluation was more of the word. Just sit back and listen. A lot of times we want this group so bad we just start revealing everything. No, sometimes you gotta be quiet and just listen. People like talking. So we'll tell on ourselves if you let us talk long enough.
100%. 100%. But like I say, like you said, you went through that stuff. You made the choice that in spite of the climate, this is what you knew you really wanted relationships with women. You know what I'm saying? You knew you wanted that.
Friendships. Hold on. Friendships. Look, cut it. Yeah, the world we in now. No, I don't want relationships with women.
Oh man,
I want friendships. No,
yep.
because I had somebody. No, listen, I had a follower that was following me. I don't know how long she been following me, but she like commenting on my stuff a lot or whatever for years. This lady actually on my post was actually it was something about like how long you been single or something going on. And
Mm-hmm.
she ended up saying to me like, well maybe your soulmate is a woman. And I said, oh no, we don't do that over here. Like I get it, that's what you do, and that's what a lot of other people do, but we ain't playing the fence like that. Like I know exactly what I want, who I want, what I'm attracted to. I know for a fact my soulmate ain't a woman. So that's why when you said that, I'm like, hold on, wait a
I
minute,
got
back up.
Yep.
No, I am not looking for relationships with women. I'm looking for friendships.
Look, she probably watching this like, I knew it.
I
See,
knew it.
I
I knew
knew
she
it.
like women.
She let it slip. It's over in that inbox.
Hey, you saw me cut that quick, did? I'm like, hey, hold on, let's back up. Let's redo that one.
Yeah, nah, that's real. That's real. But yeah,
My bad.
you
Continue.
still want to. No, that's hilarious. But yeah, you still wanted to pursue that, and that's what that mentality right there is why I like the post. And I want us to talk about it because it's so many people nowadays. It seems like are so impressionable, and they want to follow all these trends. When it's like, what do you can stand on stuff on your own. Okay, you don't have to, be this person because you feel like, oh, this person hurt me or this situation. Now all of a sudden you a whole nother person. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
be who you are. Stay true to who you are.
yeah,
Okay, if you want to be in a relationship, if you want to be married, if you want to have something healthy, that stay true to that. I didn't let nobody deter me when I decided, okay, I know I'm gonna be a married man. I don't want to be a player out here. I don't want to have a bunch of women. I don't want to have a bunch of babies. I don't want to do all of that. I want to have a family, be a husband and a father. That's what I want to be. Okay? Yes, women are out here playing men. Yes, yes, marriages fail. Yes, I get it. That does not deter me from who I want to be. That doesn't guarantee that my stuff is gonna fail. That doesn't mean I'm gonna get cheated on. That doesn't mean, you know, somebody's gonna take me for half of my money. That doesn't guarantee that that's me.
yep,
Like, and that's what I believe. I'm not even telling you that that's what you gotta believe, but I'm gonna stay true to what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what the situation is.
yeah,
But I feel like people nowadays can't just stay true to that if that's who you want to be. If you want to be a player, if you want to be out here, doing your thing, do your thing. Okay? If that's what you want to do, hey, I'm not knocking you for that for the choices you make in life. That's your life. Okay? At the
hmm
end of the day, that's if that's what who you want to be, that's who you want to be. Because I'm
yeah,
not gonna let you tell me that I have to be anybody other than who I am.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think people move. I think people teeter totter like that because they don't know who they are. I like to say you got to know who you are at your core. Like
Mm.
for me, like I don't really talk about sex with my friends like that, but like every now and then we'll get into like how long we've been celibate or whatever, and they'll be like, you went that long, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have the desire where I always gotta be up under a man. You know what I'm saying? Like if at my core I want a relationship or I want to only be with one person, single or not, that's what I'm gonna be at my core. I don't have to be with a bunch of people because I'm single. I ain't tied down to nobody. That's the thing too. If you want it, put a ring on it. Other than that, date them all. You know, that people are lots. No, we not gonna date them all over here. Like I'm just you don't people don't know who they are at their core, so they teeter totter between what society tells them is right for us to do as single women or as hurt women. Well, men do it too. We can. I don't care. I'm not a man, and I'm not trying to be a man. I'm trying to be an authentic, genuine woman who's building and working towards her femininity. So no, I don't want to be up in the clinic because I'm out here having fun with a bunch of, what I'm saying? So no, like at my core, that's not who I am. You could do it though. Hey, if that's what you feel is good to do in your single life, by all means, go ahead. We not gonna talk about it as if it's fun though. Now again, that's the boundary I have though. We not finna just keep talking about all these people you're jumping on and humping on. because at my core I don't agree with that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not finna have that continual conversation, because then it starts to bother me, because then I'm like, okay, what do you want? Because you claiming you want to be in a relationship, but every time I turn around it's somebody new. And it ain't nobody new that you just dang. Y'all going full blown in as if y'all in a relationship. Like, what do you want? But
Exactly.
people pretend, they put that mask on. Like, oh, I'm good. I can do X, Y, Z whole time. You know you don't want to be with all these different people. You want somebody to settle down with you.
That's and look, just keep it real about that. You know, like you could act like you having a good time out here. Like it's one it's one girl that this like this comedian girl that I follow. I don't even know if she's a comedian. She just be posting funny videos. But she got this video where she's saying like she's having a good time, but she like crying while she's saying it. Like, and I just think that's the funniest thing. That's how people be
That's
acting.
how it be.
Like, be acting like they out here kicking it, but you really hurt because you really want somebody at the core of it. Like
I
you at the core of it, you wanna settle down. You don't want to be out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? That's what you really want. But you don't want anybody to see that you really want that. You want to act like, ain't nothing going on. Man, just be real about it. Why can't you just be honest about, hey, I do want somebody. Like I do want to be. I don't want to be, hopping from person to person. I want one person. Ain't
I
nothing
know
wrong
people
with
be
that.
like, they're like, girl, you at home again? Yes. Ain't nothing in them streets for me. You single. You supposed to be outside. I don't like outside. It's a lot going on outside, and I spend too much money when I'm outside. So I got other important things to do, like saving money for this dang on repairs on this house. Buying my son a car, building savings account. Like, I got other stuff I need to be doing. Outside is not that important, and in fact, outside ain't that important to y'all either. Because I made a post. I said, dang. I said, all these trips y'all be taking, all this turning up and party y'all be doing every week, y'all sure be angry. I thought y'all was having fun and living life.
That's funny.
So it goes to what the video you said. Yeah, they be out there pretending. You're pretending like, oh, I'm kicking, I'm this, that, but you bitter, you unhappy, you really don't like the outside life, but you got to show up and pretend to be something else because the heartbreak, whatever it is, that made you bitter.
Yeah. Look, and you might just be doing that just to show the person who broke your heart that you good. That's why you got to turn. I think we talked about that before. That's why you're real. That's why you really turning up. So when you post it, that person can see they ain't get you.
Yep.
They
Whole
ain't
time
respect
they
you like
did,
that.
because soon as you hit that door, that sadness come back, the unhappiness come back. Like, it all come back because you ain't sitting with it. You
Right.
running from it.
Like you say, as
You
soon as you,
running from
as
sit
soon as
with
you
it.
get, as soon as you get in the door, you slide down that wall. Like all that pain just come right back to you. Which,
On
like
the drive home crying
on the drive
because you
home,
unhappy.
key. I'm not even saying that you should be sad over it, but what I'm saying, like I said, go back to what we talking about. Don't let that dictate who you are. If you didn't went through some type of hurt, you got everybody got the big X, the big X that they went through a thing with, and that might have hurt you. But at the core of it, if you still want to pursue a healthy relationship, there's nothing wrong with that. You
Yep.
know, if you
Yep.
if you really want to be outside, if that's what you really want to do, I mean, sure. But
Yep.
if you really don't try to act like it's one thing when it's really another. Be
That's
be
it.
honest about that. Be transparent. Like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I got hurt, but I still want to pursue a healthy relationship with somebody because regardless, you know, the street, like I said, being out in the streets ain't nothing. It ain't gonna do nothing for me. So
Yep. That's it. That's all.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good place to stop it. Like I say, I just like that topic because, like I said, I really hate seeing so many people belief system just go off of pain they went through.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't persevere. Like you don't want to persevere through nothing. Like now everything is just because I've seen people do that and then later on regret it.
Mm.
Like, oh man, I really wanted to I really wanted to have a relationship with somebody. Well, you wasn't saying that at the time you was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have just been real about it at the time. No, ain't nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. We gotta stop being ashamed of going through stuff and thinking that us becoming a whole nother person helps the situation. No, that you just showed that how much power that person really got over you. I like the people who get their heart broken and keep it moving. They back. They look. I'm back,
Yeah.
and I'm
Like
better.
like you can change some of your principles. Yeah, you change some of your core principles, but to change who you are entirely, come on
Mm,
now. That's bitterness. You know, I could change the principles of like kind of what I said earlier. Like, hey, maybe I won't just trust so soon or so
yeah,
easily. You know, maybe I won't tell everybody my business so soon. Like, you could change those principles, but to completely cast out everybody, like that's bitterness. You know that's I'm not doing that. I'm still open to building bonds. I'm still open to building bonds. New females, you know, men friends, dating. I'm still open. I'm not bitter. I just have a different I have different principles now though. So it might be a little tight, and then the older we get, you know, that I saw a video. I didn't even watch it, but it was saying the older you get and the longer you're single, it's so harder to like, you know, get in relationships and stuff like that. And I'm like,
mm,
yeah, I think it is. I know it. I know it is. But again, you gotta stick to your core. If a relationship is still what you want, you move accordingly. You date like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't be like, well, I've been single this long and I'm almost older. Oh well, I'ma just have fun. Knowing dang, you ain't trying to be out there turning up, kicking it, having fun. Like you want somebody to build with at the end of the day. So stick to that.
yeah. I think that's true what you said. Older singles. I know a lot. Most of the people I know that's a little older than this single, man, they don't be one to. Man, them giving people a chance is like I be like, whoo, I be like, dang, it's rough out here, boy.
Hey, me, I know it. I be telling my friend, they be like, "Girl, you stop liking people fast." I know it's me.
Yep.
I can't even blame them. It's me. Yeah, cause I don't want to chase. I feel like the older we get, either we gonna be intentional about getting to know each other. I'm not even saying be intentional about being like, oh, we gonna be together in a month or so. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is be intentional though. You know what I'm saying? Like all that guessing, are you interested type, that's what I don't want to do. So yes, if the moment you have me guessing if you really interested or not, or if you have the time, because that's the thing, people be busy. I get it. We're older. We busy. We got older kids going to college. We got some of us got brands and 9 to 5s. I get it. We busy, but it's the intentional part. Can you make time for me to be a part of your world?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't, yes, I'm out because I don't want to force that. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm big on the alignment. So I feel like a lot of times we stick with people because we're trying to force the connection. We trying to force our schedules to meet up and match up. No, it don't take much. A conversation that don't even have to be had out. It does not take much. Show me you can make time. And if you can't, yes, I'm uninterested. I mean, I ain't got time to like chase. So, yep,
I wish we had more time
it's
together.
me. It's me. It ain't them. It's me.
Look, I mean, I hear it a lot. So I mean, I think it's just at the older you get, it's like you ain't got as much tolerance for no foolishness.
But you got to think it ain't, and I'm also being understanding because it's not just me. It's I'm dealing with other people who also have their own experience. You know what I'm saying? So they may think, even seeing my post, they might think, oh, she great, but then something about them may also think like this ain't really her. You know, so and it's based off their experience in life. You know, they may have met somebody who was great in the beginning, and then when they start knowing them, the lady flipped. You know, so it's like I also got to be understanding that it also ain't just about me. But I feel like it's like have you heard the story like the boat, Jesus sent in the boat?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, it's like, hey, Jesus send you a boat and you don't take it, hey, you gonna have to catch the next one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel like, hey, if I give you my time and attention, and you still dealing with some type of trust issues, or you still got one foot in, one foot out with a past, and you don't know if you're ready to move on yet, you gonna have to catch the next boat. I'm out. So you know that's kind of where I'm at. with you have to catch me next lifetime or something. So that's kind of how I am. So like I say, it be I don't mind admitting it's probably me. I'm not as patient as I should be in this dating pool these days. So
Look, it's understandable. I hear it more often than not. You know that you gotta. Hey, we ain't finna play around with no. I ain't got time to play around with nobody. Basically,
and somebody out there, I do want to say that for you, if anybody ever catch the end of this clip, y'all, somebody is out there. Y'all do not have to sit here and just beg and force and try to get somebody to be on the same page. Somebody is out there. There's somebody else out there that's tired, like you tired of running into the wrong people. Like so, just keep going. Like the it's changing after heartbreak healthy. Change for the better. Don't change to be bitter. Stand on your core principles of exactly who you are and exactly what you want. Don't change that just to be a people pleaser. The
mm,
end.
that's good. I just want to say that it is somebody out there for you, but most of y'all don't like each other. That's what I've been discovered. Most of y'all that I be like, they would be perfect. Don't like each other for nothing. I don't understand it.
Don't understand it, huh?
No, I be like, y'all both want the same thing. Oh, he got dreads. My ex had dreads. He tried to destroy me. I'm
And
like,
see,
all right,
that's trauma. That's why I said when I said you gotta test people. I know you say I need to think of another word because people do be trying you out of their trauma. That's a trauma response. You
yeah,
telling me you gonna get rid of a person that could be the 80 all because the 20 had dreads and
yeah,
down to 80 got like come on now we gotta. But when you thinking like that, when you thinking and choosing out of your trauma, that's how you know you're not ready though.
yeah, yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you keep doing that, it's going to be your loss at the end of the day because if they are working on who they need to be and heal, they're going to find somebody. You're
Yeah,
not. So it ain't going to ever be their loss. Now, y'all could have been good together, but because you're not ready, they got to, like I said, they got to find another boat. So when they find that other boat, when that boat come and that person is ready, look, it's going to be your loss, not theirs.
man, that's the truth. You gotta, give yourself every chance to win. That's what I just give yourself a chance to win. When you start talking like that and taking people out the race for stupid stuff, you messing up your own chances to meet somebody. Like you give yourself a chance. I swore off light skinned girls at a point in time when I was young. I promise. I didn't.
Zodiac signs.
I didn't look all that at a look, but you got to get to a place where you like, you know what? That's come on.
Surface. That's surface level.
That's not even a real thing. Like give these people a chance. Like look, everything. I ain't gonna say everything, but some qualities that my wife have, people that have hurt me have. You know what I'm saying? Like so I can't. Like I can't be like, oh, everybody who is this age or comes from this background or no, everybody's different. People are different. Just you gotta give yourself a chance. If I was still thinking like that, I wouldn't have looked at her the same way at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm too busy operating from my pain. You know.
Yep.
But yeah, look, we went on enough with this. Thanks everybody for tuning in and checking us out. And like I said, you'll catch us on another Sunday. We'll talk after this. See about next week. But it's been a good live as always. And like I said, we just catch y'all next time. All right.